Okay, we're back. I have the answer now. Yep, I just know. Didn't look it up at all. No, actually, I was not expecting it to be this, but I get it. So, yes, on the flashy jacket, we present the button. It does make sense now that when you think about it, but it just was not the direction my brain was going.
Yeah.
Miss Oldbag.
What? Don't say my name for no reason.
Do you know what this is?
Ha! It's button number 2 on Jammin' Ninja's costume.
Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She identified it in a single glance.
Give it here, give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this.
Wow, she really is a diehard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Unguard's body during a full body search.
See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal on guard.
It was caught up in the pleats of his nickel samurai Hakama pants.
See? And on guard is the nickel samurai.
Witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination. People tell me I should see a doctor about it. But just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Madame Guard, was wearing his usual racing jacket? He retreated.
I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. I wore the train. Instead, I have to put up the outfit. This outfit is hideous, right?
On my chest, let me tell you. It's heavy, so heavy. I wish we could switch the CDs ages ago. Dream alive for those kids out there. I work hard with the understand. Now take a look in the mirror. Your clothes are about as interesting as a documentary on curling. You should take a tip from Edgy Poo. Damn.
Even you can't speak that fucking fast.
And I'm not dealing with Discord lag. Yeah, it's tough. I got a couple of them.
That was pretty damn good, but yeah, it's fucking tough.
Yeah. Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. Unguard the man, but Mr. Unguard the nickel samurai?
When you think about it. They're really one and the same, anyway.
Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about.
Edgy Poo, do you think so too?
Well, it might... Oh, that's you. God damn it.
Well, it might be something worth considering. And shut the fuck up.
I got so used to playing the prosecutor. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Ah, yes. This was written before that other case where they totally worked together was written. Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
All right, if you insist.
I should be the one sighing, not you.
On guard. Yes, now I remember. The nickel samurai. That's right. It was a nickel samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan.
I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume.
What? You think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things. I mean, it's literally a repeat.
Yeah, but the possibility does exist.
Youngins today. I told you. There's no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so. And what I say is the truth.
I don't know about all that. At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. I don't know why. Okay, so remember Nickel Samurai, that's what I saw. Would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony station right after. Must have worn the samurai. Cool.
You don't need to think too hard on that one. On this one,
Huh?
there's a contradiction in your testimony, and it's sitting in plain sight. The question is, what that contradiction means for us.
Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. Okay, so I remember. Would you please get on with your testimony?
Watch your language, young man. What sort of tone is that to take with an elder? My youthfulness isn't what it used to be, so you should forgive me for everything. Even if I murder someone, like I
Yeah,
murdered
right.
that guy.
Yeah.
If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs.
Ugh, what?
A striking figure by the sea, standing all alone is he. He's the Nickel Samurai.
She's actually singing. Someone help my poor ears. Mr. Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket?
Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later, if you'll be good and stick to just the facts. It's a piece of gum that I chewed. Okay, you promise, right? Right. I'll be sending the bill for the chewing gum to your office at a later date.
Remind me to send you a thank you note later too, Edgeworth, old chum.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you that 25-cent bill.
I was gonna take it out of Gumshoe's salary, but he
doesn't even make that much.
It's finally 0.
He doesn't make that much.
Okay,
Come on.
Nickel Samurai, that's what I saw. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said that he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not?
Not too long ago. But let me ask you this: when you were itty bitty, what was your grand dream?
Huh?
What did you want to be when you grew up, whippersnapper?
My dream, huh? Well, I wanted to be Judge Wagner, hero of the public's court. So what?
See? And look where you are now. You're not Judge Wagner, are you? Are you?
Well,
What I said earlier. Who puts any weight into things like that? And now it's everything. I can't be held responsible for the past.
since when did a court become theatrics over testimonies?
I think that was in the last chapter.
Yeah, really.
All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Isn't that enough?
It would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. And why would that be?
That way, no one could see his face, of course.
But there's still no advantage for him that I can see. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out all the more.
You are such an annoying child. You know that? You disagree with everything I say.
Isn't that what you're always doing to me?
I got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume.
I had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after Prime. Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show?
Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in a friendly gesture thing.
And that included the Jammin' Ninja.
Of course, it included him. That's why when On Guard came out of Dear Juan's room, I didn't give a second thought.
I see.
Well, anyway.
So you must have worn that costume. So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai?
As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning?
Can I throw in the towel yet?
Don't need
Okay,
to think
so-
too hard on this one.
I
Oh,
did this part already. Okay, so it's gotta hit. Okay, so now I remember Nickel Samurai. That's right, it was Nickel Samurai I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to the show, so he must have worn that costume when he was stabbing. Well, hold on. So if he was wearing the costume, then maybe his fingerprints wouldn't have showed up on the knife? Yeah, well, let me save. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. Please take a look at this.
yeah. So, it's a knife. Big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work.
No, that's not my intention at all. That's the knife that was used in the murder, correct? Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to the case? You don't even have to ask. It's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it.
Is that what you're driving at?
That is exactly what I'm driving at. What? Oh, yeah. I'm the judge, of course. It's like, so, I always blink on some of these lines. I don't know. What are we driving at? And whose car are we driving? And is it a British car? Which side are we driving on? If Mr. On Guard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on this knife right off. Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing.
That's how I would have done it. And why would he do something like that? To leave his prints on the murder weapon? There's no way he would do something like that.
However, there is one possibility.
Then let's hear your possibility.
It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as a Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He's probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off.
But the murder still did take place.
It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim.
Yes, I have heard that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about Mr. Edgeworth's theory? So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? Went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him.
Yeah, because why would there is a contradiction? Because why would he then bring the knife if he didn't plan on killing him?
Yeah.
Like that's what we literally discussed that earlier.
Yeah, exactly. This theory contradicts something in an earlier testimony.
What are you babbling about?
Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. On Guard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. This knife, this was used by Mr. Unguard at dinner. Yes, we did establish that. Which means that if my client was in fact the killer, and he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita.
I suppose.
However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us. Order, I say. Order in the court. Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing? To frame that. It's the only thing I can think of. That would be the logical thing.
Yeah.
It's to frame my client, Mr. On Guard, of course. To frame?
Aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one?
But we just established that the witness saw the Nickel Samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife.
Witness? Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo?
Witness, did you or did you not really see the Nickel Samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but...
Are you saying you mixed up Mr. On Guard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV?
I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well, I wasn't around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure.
She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai? Alright then, who were you waiting around for then?
That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Juan Corrida, am I correct, witness?
The way you think, you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness.
Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of? So Oldbag was waiting around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Corrida.
Maybe. Phoenix. Maybe the old bag was waiting around for that person.
If it's who I think me is hinting at, it's certainly possible. Miss Oldbag, you were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? Okay. It's Adrian. Who is this person? This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. Unguard's manager. But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room?
It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor.
Oh, this is... Wow, this is... Oh, I see. Good for him. The judge seems to be really into the article. There can be called such a thing. And this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's...
Adrian Andrews. Without a doubt, the witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I could throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then.
Witness? What in the world are you...
Watch out, Phoenix. I got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. That's why I was doing my own little investigation. Of course.
I'm assuming the source is Lotta, and I'm just, like, thinking about it now, like, having Lotta and Oldbag involved in the same case is just such a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, seriously.
But what for?
Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here?
I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide.
I see. Very well then. Witness, please testify about this secret information.
Get ready. This is going to take the wind out of you youngins.
I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. Secret information.
That on guard is one evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get in close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay? You, me, and everybody in this court. All 30, 40, 50 people.
Yep. The defendant sent his manager. What a distasteful topic for this court.
What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying, the truth is never pleasant?
Never heard that one before. Mr. Edgeworth, what about this Adrian Andrews person?
We have looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is, in fact, baseless gossip.
But should this be true, then this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim. So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now. That's right. On guard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth.
Well, as the old saying goes, you've got to burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Man, I thought he could ruin poor one because of a scandal, so he sent his manager. Dirty tricks. Yeah, nobody knows. Sounds like just another tidbit of gossip, doesn't it?
You can't just ignore it either. It makes your client look bad either way.
Well, I don't think I heard anything really out of the ordinary just now.
There has to be something we can catch her on.
Yeah, when I find it, I'm going to press the heck out of it. Okay, Ungar is one evil man. You can't say something like that without proof. That's just slander.
But it's true! That woman was getting intimate with poor Juan. Look, it says so right here, doesn't it?
Waffles?
Sorry
Oh,
about
okay.
that. Yeah, no, sorry. Sorry. It's like either a sneeze or a cough. Like, what the hell?
She's like, wasn't sure what happened.
Look, it says so right here, doesn't it? Manager to the stars, Miss AA.
But the name of the magazine this came from is Gossipland.
What? Are you saying that gossip is all just a pack of lie? What do you know? I suppose I suppose next you'll swear to me that the news is 100% true. Honestly, Sonny, you can't discriminate between the news and gossip.
Yes, discrimination is bad, Mr. Wright. Discriminate? When did I do anything like that?
Anyways, On Guard will never get me to say touche. Just gotta step away for a few minutes. I just need to like blow my nose and like wash my eyes and stuff like that. All right, I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep going while he's away, but shouldn't be too long. A scandal? What do you mean by that? You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? No, I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, that Ungard thought he could own a monopoly on popularity. Okay. They send his own manager to getting close to Juan. You don't have any proof that Mr. Ungard did any such thing. You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now, since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right. You're right, I can't do anything, but boy, do I wish I could do something about you. Alright then, Sonny, show me what you got. You show me proof that Ungard didn't bear any ill will towards my Juan. Show the proof. What we got? I don't know. Let's see. What else, maybe? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't have anything to offer. See, just as I thought. And you were lecturing me about saying things without proof. You've just given me a free pass to say whatever I want, whenever I want, silly boy. Me and my big mouth. That's the way the cookie crumbles, for you anyway. That might be, I might have to come back to that. Not to know such dirty tricks. So, what do you mean by I took action? Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you youngins need. You were going to teach her a good lesson? I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. Like this. No, stop! See, the old guy thinks he's actually getting shot? No, it's too bad that that woman didn't come through the door that night. This top. Okay, what do you mean by that? Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else knows yet. That's true, then how do you know this secret information? Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even if you drill a hole into my brain, you'll never find out. How in the world that Oldbag gets a secret piece of information? I'll press further. You don't be a good girl and tell me where you got this secret information. You won't get to go home today. Edgy Poo, what are you doing? Help me. Ugh, what do I have to do with this? Just do this for me. You'll get your reward. I don't want your reward, but you don't leave me much of a choice. The witness could have gotten her information from anywhere. It's even possible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness's head. And he lectures me on reckless blabbering. As long as we don't know where this information came from, it's quite a waste of time to focus on this line of questioning. Where did Oldbag get her inside information? There has to be something I can use to figure it out. Okay. Okay, now, I think I have an idea. I think I know what to present here, but I don't know if I need to present it in the bush or just present it here. I'm gonna guess I have to do this and then present evidence. So, no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Miss Oldbag? What? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that. Witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire secret info, isn't it? Leave it as Lotta's camera. The investigative photographer, Lotta Hart. Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl. She reported she had lost a certain note she had written to herself. She reported such a thing. On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrage impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless. Ah, that's it. That's the note.
Ah. I'm back.
Okay, nice.
Oh, okay. Feel so much better. Oh my goodness. Allergy season, man. You know, that's what happens.
Shit sucks.
No. You see, this is something completely different.
So, just to catch you up a little bit, I kept pressing through the things. When she said, like, oh, this is a secret, no one knows this, it's because she got the information from Lotta's note that she wrote to herself, because she has Lotta's camera, basically. Or at least she has the note from that was with Lotta's camera.
Gotcha, okay. Huh. Her and Lotta, man. Her and Lotta.
Yep.
This is my top secret list of groceries to buy.
Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's note.
I'm a huge fan of Juan, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil on guard. She said so herself. On guard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Reggie Pooh, you believe me, don't you? Ugh. I was only trying to help out like the angel I am.
Suffering less than.
It's only
Oh,
a
nice.
little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
I guess. Well, I guess that's the trick. You gotta go down south. You get
Yeah.
less allergies.
Yeah. Really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine. That's something.
Ba-dum-bum-ts. Well, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this just this once. She looks like she's really sorry. Did I forgive her?
No.
Pile it up on her now. She'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct?
This is stole. Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved this piece of paper from the terrible, lonely trash can, that's all.
You were lying, damn it, and I can prove it.
Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again?
And I was right every other time. Miss Oldbag. I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's just the camera. Miss Oldbag? That note was with a camera inside its case. Inside its case, wasn't it? A camera? Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge stink over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me." What? Why? Witness?
Is it Gramps?
If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera too.
Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Is this a camera you're looking for?
No, I think that might be a penis. Like, right?
Yeah, totally.
Looks like you could, yeah. That's...
What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people.
I think your definition of borrow is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card, and that's when I noticed it said, Slimebag Celebrity, Photographer Extraordinaire. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
Bailiff, check this camera's photos. Hurry. We must examine them at once.
I will have to head off soon, just FYI.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be wrapping up soon.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have?
There's only one photo that seems to be relevant in this case.
Please present it to the court. This is the Nickel Samurai.
See, I told you! That's the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter. what does all this mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant, however. In his own confession, Mr. Erngard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume.
If that is the case, then this Nickel Samurai is...
The defendant.
How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We've examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright. The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that this photo is decisive evidence against your client? If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would put Maya's life in jeopardy. Got that saving. Let's see. Can't make a mistake here. There's only one road out of this mess. This photo that Lotta took. There's something strange about it. There's something strange with this photo.
I knew this was coming, right?
Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think we can all agree there's nothing strange with this photo. There's no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with a bunker buster.
Debunk with a bunker buster? Is that what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright? Anyway, please look at the photo one more time. If you really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo, then you should only need one chance, correct? Well, I should find something wrong with this photo. You can't let this chance go by. Where in the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot, especially when it counts? Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange? Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's see. So this is... Okay, so I see the bear. So this is coming out of Juan's room. I'm pretty sure this is coming out of Juan's room. Then... I mean, my first guess is that the pants, like, sagging, like, they're not, like, the person standing in this isn't actually as tall, like, tall enough for the pants.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that looks off to me, so I'm gonna...
Yeah.
I'm thinking that. I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here. What are you pointing to? His ankles? If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And? What does that mean? The costumed person in this photo could not have been Mr. Ungard. What is the meaning of this?
I wonder if you would care to elaborate, with actual fact, that is.
Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama. His socks. You can see his socks. Exactly. However, in this photo, Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. There's only one explanation for this. The person said the costume is clearly much shorter than the defendant. And they did say Adrian was particularly short. So, not looking good for her. Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time.
That's curious.
Huh? What is?
Edgeworth is unusually calm today.
That's true.
He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride.
Along for the ride. What do you mean by that?
I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all.
Doesn't feel under attack. Then I haven't damaged his case at all? Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If the person in this photo is not met on guard, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless.
Hmm. I figured it would come to this.
What? What?
Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that this person inside this costume is not met on guard. In that case, who is the photo of?
Who is the person wearing the nickel samurai costume?
Don't stress over this, Phoenix. It's very simple.
Oh my god, it's Pearl.
Imagine. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think?
Yeah, why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph? Adrian. Adrian Andrews? If you want to know who that nickel samurai is, it is none other than this woman.
And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her?
For starters, she's short, and she can freely move in and out of Mr. Unguard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Unguard that night. And how does that all add up? It means that it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Unguard's fingerprints all over it. The knife that was used as a murder weapon.
Why don't you just say what it is you want, right?
I have to do this now. This is my last chance to turn things around. The defense moves to indict Miss Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. Order, order, order. It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
This court is issuing a subpoena for Miss Adrian Andrews. A verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony. Alright, this is it.
This is kind of bad for us.
Huh? What do you mean?
If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day.
One more day? Oh. If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya... Now then, we should set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Now then. Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today. I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony if she is not.
I abhor wasting such valuable time.
Edgeworth?
Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial.
But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development.
Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor.
What do you mean by that?
That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all. Happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on.
What? What? What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. He is the next witness.
Everything. Everything was planned out in advance by that man.
Somehow, I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Looks like this battle's far from over. Exactly.
Very well. We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness in that time, Mr. Edgeworth. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Okay, there we go. Perfect stopping point. I knew that we were close to the end, just why I kept going. Okay. So with that, we are going to go on to the second section of this trial next time.